Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a beautiful school sat in the middle of this village. Women sold delicious food and snacks to students to earn a living. One hot afternoon, something very strange happened in the compound. A woman appeared out of nowhere with her overlapping ankara and a bag of toffees. Everyone looked on as she spread the toffees on a sack that she had tucked under her armpit and a chair to sit on. The women in the compound murmured among themselves as they have never seen the strange woman in the school compound or even in their village. And one had to seek permission to be able to sell even in the school. What made the women more upset was that during break, all the children rushed to buy the strange woman's toffees, ignoring the other women who sold snacks and even food. This woman was called Adaeze. Adaeze was a mystery on everyone's lips. No one knew where she came from or where she went after school. She always arrived last and was the first to sell out and leave the compound. Her toffees seemed irresistible to the children and teachers alike. Every day, they eagerly waited for the arrival of Adaeze. This made all the other women on the compound grow suspicious of Adaeze. They folded their arms and watched as the children stood in long queues every day just to have a taste of Adaeze's toffees. Some even beat each other over who came before the other. Among the women selling food was Dede. Dede was not happy at all at how the children flocked to Adaeze and ignored everyone else. She hardly sent any money home after Adaeze showed up in the compound. Dede and her children were on the verge of starving if nothing was done about Adaeze. She complained to the headmaster, who seemed not to care about their plight. Poor Dede decided that she has had enough and needed to find out more about this strange woman and the luck charm she carried. First, Dede went to the market in search of the toffees Adaeze sold. She thought maybe somehow it had something to do with the toffees. Strangely, she could not find those toffees in the whole market after searching the whole day. Unrelenting as Dede was, she decided to follow Adaeze after school the next day. Immediately, Adaeze packed and left the school premises. Dede covered her goose and followed suit. She followed behind her for a long time, hiding behind a tree anytime Adaeze turned. And just as she was getting closer, Dede tripped and fell, her toe hitting a stone in front of her. By the time she looked up, Adaeze was nowhere to be found. She had vanished like smoke in the wind. That night, Dede could not sleep. She heard loud knocking on her door, which stopped abruptly when she neared the door to open it. The windows flapped against each other and a chill air swept over her. Dede did not take any of this to heart. She thought it was just the weather misbehaving with her. The next morning, she woke up with a painful, swollen leg, unable to move or do anything on her own. Her husband, Mr. Ebuka, was worried for his wife's life. He asked Dede many times how her leg got swollen like this overnight. Dede could not explain. She did not understand what was happening herself. The only thing she remembered was that she had tripped the day before, but nothing had happened to her leg, and it wasn't even that serious. Mr. Ebuka called a dibia to look at his wife's leg. The dibia, after examining Dede, explained that he couldn't find anything wrong with her leg and she'll be fine. They just need to be patient. Ebuka was restless because his wife was getting weaker by the day. Therefore, he went to find another dibia. The dibia took a deep look at the leg and brought out some hairs from his sack. "Bring me some hot water," he said to Ebuka. Ebuka rushed to bring a flask they filled with hot water every morning. "Put it here and bring a chair," the dibia replied to Ebuka after he had brought the flask. He poured the hot water over the herbs and began rubbing Dede's swollen leg. He chewed a yellow substance and spat it on Dede's leg. After some time, he took a deep breath and looked down at Dede and up at Ebuka. "This is the work of a powerful witch," he announced, "and only another very powerful witch can do the spell. Please, Baba, can't you do anything for my wife?" Ebuka pleaded. "No, I'm afraid I cannot. This is how far I can go." He collected his things and left the couple. Desperate to save his wife, Ebuka traveled to a faraway village upon hearing of a powerful juju woman. This woman promised to help Ebuka, but there was a catch. She needed Dede's help to weaken Adaeze. "You see, Adaeze isn't just a strange woman," the juju woman said. "She is a very powerful witch, and the toffees she sells to those children are actually human fingers." Dede gasped. "Yes, my dear. Adaeze keeps the souls of everyone who eats her toffees. These souls work for her in the spirit realm. You see," the juju woman continued, "every dead soul has work to do in the spirit world. In postponing her death, Adaeze needs people to do that work in the spirit land. She also sacrifices some of the souls to the deity she worships in exchange for keeping her young and alive," the powerful one explained. Pointing at Dede, she said, "Before I can heal you, you need to weaken her." "How?" Dede asked, with fear written all over her. "You have to free the trapped souls in her heart." With that, she handed Dede an invisibility cloak. Wearing it, Dede could enter Adaeze's hidden realm and destroy the collection of souls. This would weaken Adaeze and break her power. Dede, determined to get healed and end Adaeze's evil reign, donned the cloak and followed the juju woman's instructions. She entered the heart of the witch's lair one afternoon when Adaeze was out on the school compound. It was a dark, airy place filled with whispers and shadows of different kinds. There, she found jars filled with glowing trapped souls. The souls wore sad and tired faces, longing to be freed from bondage. With trembling hands, Dede began smashing the jars, releasing the souls with every hit. As each soul escaped, Adaeze's power weakened in the school compound. She felt burns on her skin, screaming in fury as her strength dwindled. Back in the school compound, the children who had eaten the toffees felt a strange lightness, as if a heavy burden was lifted off their heads. After Dede was done, she rushed back home in the cloak, fearing to meet Adaeze on the way home. "You did very well, Dede," the juju woman commended her for her bravery. Now that Adaeze is weakened, the juju woman kept her promise and began her healing rituals on Dede. Dede's leg began to heal, the swelling reduced, and the pain disappeared. Adaeze, now weakened and powerless, could no longer maintain her youth and strength. She fled with her frail body, never to be seen again. And Dede and the other women on the school compound went back to their usual life, each of them selling a little every day to support their families and their lives. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit on the bell notification icon so that you won't miss any new video when it's up. See you on the next one. Bye bye.